Hello there, I am not Katie Pitzer, here to do your upper body and core class today. My name is actually Brad. What we're going to do today is I've got a big old block of upper body exercises that we're also going to mix in some core exercises in between them. We're going to go from chest, back, shoulders, and into our arms. So our first round of exercises, we're going to do some push-ups, some chest presses, some flies, and some bridge presses, which I'll show you when we get there. If you have dumbbells or anything else around the house, now would be a great time to use them. A lot of the exercises that we're going to do today, there are not really no weight modifications for. So if you don't have weights to do today's with, I would suggest going back to an older video and doing one of those for upper body and core. So we're going to go for reps today. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go with push-ups first. We've got 10 of these. Now, if you want to do your push-ups from your knees or from your feet, you're welcome to do either. I'm going to go from my feet. Remember, the hands start just below our chest. We're going to lower down until our chest just about touches the ground, or until your elbows are at 90 degrees, and then you're going to go ahead and press up. I'm more interested in range of motion than I am in whether or not you're doing it from your feet or your knees. So, 10 to start. Nine, 10. All right, chest press, this is where our weights are going to come in. I'm going to go ahead and slide this sideways. We're going to lay down flat on our back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the ground. Elbows are starting on the ground. We're just going to press straight up and back down. We've got 10 of these. 3, 10. Staying right here on the ground, keep our dumbbells in hand. If you have lighter dumbbells, now might be a good time to go to them, because this next exercise will be hard to do with the same weight that you did chest presses with, if the chest presses were difficult enough. We're going to do flies for 12, so our hands are straight out, palms are facing each other. Bring them down to the side and back up. And again, we're going to 12. I'm at 8. As you're doing your flies, the forearm is going to be up a little bit higher than the upper arm will be. Don't go completely straight out. It's a lot of strain on the shoulders. And I'm at 12. Bridge press, we're going to stay in this position, but we're going to lift our hips up into a bridge, and we're just going to repeat the same move as the chest press. What we're simulating here is essentially a decline bench press, and we're just targeting the lower half of our chest muscles. And we're going to 10, 3, 2. Good. All right, weights go down. We're going to go through all these exercises 2 more times, so 3 total sets. I'm going to roll back over, and we've got our chest presses, or our push-ups. 10 again. Flip it back over, and we're going to chest press. Remember with the bench or the push-ups, it's not a race. I do want a powerful push up. You do want to accelerate off the ground quickly, but don't try to burn through those reps and cut your range of motion short. So, 10 chest presses. And 10. All right, arms are straight up, palms are facing each other. We're going to fly for 12. You should feel this in the chest a little bit closer to your shoulders. When the arms go out, it's a little bit lower than shoulder height, so I'm not all the way up here. 12. And now we've got our bridge presses for 10. Good. Flip it over. We're going back to push-ups. And we got 10 of these. Last round of chest press. Go. Now you'll notice my palms are facing down for chest press. If you want your palms facing each other, you can do that as well. You can also go underhand if you'd like. Ten. All right, quick breather. Get some oxygen back into your pecs. Then we're going to go fly for 12. Two, or 10, 11, 12. Again, quick little breather. Bridge press, last round for 10. Good. All right, now if you need to, you can take a little breather, get something to drink. Otherwise, we're going to do our between round exercise here for our abs. This is going to be a crunch. We're going to do 2 sets of 20 reps. So for the crunch, feet are flat, knees are bent. We're still laying here on the ground. Hands can go across your chest or behind your head or out to the sides. The higher up your hands are, the more difficult the exercise is. And you're just coming up high enough for those shoulder blades to come up off the ground. Go. And again, we're not speeding through these. Really focus on lifting yourself up, just using your abdominals. 16, 17. Good. All right, little break, catch your breath, about 15, 20 seconds. And then we're going to go right back into our second round of 20. All right, ready? Go. At 15. Good. All right, bring it back up. We're going to move on to our back exercises. We're going to do a bent over row, a rear delt extension, a good morning, and a deadlift. So for the bent over row, we're going to be bent over at the hips. Back is flat. We're going to pull the weight upward, almost like we're putting our hands in our pockets. What we don't want to do is pull the weights up here to our armpits. All we're doing there is really just kind of doing a bad bicep curl, because this is where all the movement is. We want to pull them up like we're putting our hands in our pockets. Keep that nice 90 degrees at the elbows, and it will help engage our lats back here, which is what we want to use to perform this movement. So we've got 10 of these. We're bent over, go. Focus on squeezing those shoulder blades together at the top. We'll move on to the rear delt now. But one thing I want to bring up, anytime we're doing anything with our hips hinged and we're bent over so we're almost flat to the ground, make sure that the head stays in line with the spine. So you may notice at the beginning now I'm looking up. That's just because there's a mirror over here off camera and I'm kind of checking form and everything. But as long as you're not doing that, checking where your body position is at, it's okay to be looking down at the ground. We'd rather have that than up here where our neck is craning, because you can cause the back to round by doing that, and or to arch, and we don't want to do that. So for the rear delt extension, we're in pretty much the same place. We're just going to take the arms straight out to our sides. You want to feel these in the little muscle back here on the back side of your shoulder. So we've got these for 10. If you have really light weights, now would be a good time to use them, because it doesn't take much for this to start working. Good. So for the good morning, we're going to go hands across our chest. Hips are going to hinge backward. The knees are going to stay just with a small bend in them. And we're going to bend over and bring it back. If you want to continue to use your weight, you can hold them at your chest or up on your shoulders. But what we're trying to do is use these long muscles in our back to bring ourselves back upward. So we've got 10 of these. Go. If going across the chest is a little easy, which it is for me, we're going to go behind the head. Again, the farther away our hands get from our center of gravity, the more difficult the exercise will be. This is definitely one you want to go through nice and slowly. On 8, 9, 10. All right, lastly for this round, we're going to do a deadlift. This is one I can kind of spend all day on, but I'll give you the expedited version. The weight is going to start really close to the ground and really close to our shins, but our hands are going to be outside of our legs. So we're taking a narrower stance than we would take for, say, a squat. We want to be inside our hips with our feet, and our arms are going to be essentially straight out, okay? So our back is flat. Again, our head's in line with our spine. We're just in front of the shins, and all we're doing is straightening at the hips and at the knees and coming straight up. Then as we come down, the butt drops out, the weight moves around the knees, and we come back to start. If you're using dumbbells like I am, starting and finishing position is with the weight right about mid-shin, okay? So we're going to do these for 10 as well, and I'll give you kind of an offset view here. So I'm starting here, coming up, and I'm going to use the mirror a little bit here. Back down, that's 1. When you get to the top, really extend those hips and lock it out. 5. 9, 10. Good. All right, if you want to take a little bit of a breather, you can, but we're going to run through all 4 of those exercises 2 more times. We're going to jump right back in with a bent over row. So remember, the hips are hinged, back is flat, head's in line with the spine, and go. 10. Between each of these exercises, I would recommend kind of standing up and giving your back a little bit of a break because we're doing a couple of these that are all pretty much at the hip hinged kind of position. So, all right, rear delt extensions, go. And for these, I really like to sit back since the weight is going to be so far out in front of me. All right, you can drop your weight. We're going to go right into the good mornings. I'm going to go hands behind my head again. If you want to go across your chest, you're welcome to. Nice and slow, 10 of them. Nine, 10. Good. All right, we're going to go into our deadlift. 10 of these. Now, if you want to go with a neutral grip, you're welcome to also. If you're in an environment where you're using a bar for this, this would be what we call a trap deadlift, which is a bar that you actually stand in the middle of. I'm going to continue with them out in front of me, but if you want to be a little more comfortable and have them down here to the side, you're welcome to do that as well. 10. Nine, 10. Good. Woo! My back is feeling it. It's warm. All right, our last round for back exercises. We're going to be bent over. We've got our rows. 10 of them. And you'll notice too, my palms are facing each other. If you want to go palms down, you're welcome to. In fact, I may finish out that way. Good. Generally, if your palms are down, you'll want to pull a little bit higher. If you pull a little bit higher, that's going to be a little bit more what we call rhomboids, whereas hands, palms facing each other, and pulling a little bit lower is a little more lat. So, you're welcome to kind of target whatever you'd like to back there. Bent over, we're going to do our rear delts. Good. If you are primarily working behind a desk throughout the day, that is the one exercise that you should really be doing a few sets of all throughout the day. Helps to just open up the chest and keeps you out of this posture. All right, round 3 of our good mornings. 10 of them. Really, all these exercises are important. If you find yourself primarily behind a desk or in front of a computer all day, that kind of extended sitting, kind of leaning forward position really causes a lot of rounding in the spine, especially over time. These exercises will help strengthen that musculature back there to help hold it in a little bit of a more healthy position. Good. That's 10. All right, we're going to finish up with our deadlifts. And I'm going to go with that neutral hand position. I'll go a little more from the side this time. So starting at about the same height. Go. Nice tight core throughout the whole move. 10. Good. And there you go. We are through all of our back exercises. So before we move on to shoulders, we are going to do our ab exercise. This one is going to be elbows to knees. So we'll be started in this position with our hands by our head. All we're going to do is come up and meet the knees and the elbows right in the middle, and then come back down. Okay, so a little bit of a total exercise for our entire abdominal wall. We've got 2 rounds of 12 of these. Work your way through nice and slowly. Focus on contracting both the lower abs and the upper abs. Here we go. And I like to pause for a second at the top, get a real good squeeze. I would recommend that you do the same. Good. All right, relax for a second. Catch your breath. Let some oxygen get back in to our core. We're going to set up and go right back in for 12. Here we go. Ten. 12. Good. All right, get a breather if you need it. Grab something to drink. We're going to move on to the shoulder portion. I will give you fair warning. These are going to burn. We're going to do front raises, lateral raises, shrugs, and we'll finish with an overhead press. That one at the end is not going to be fun, especially in round 3. So for our lateral raises, a little bit of bend in the elbows is okay for all these. Don't lock them straight out. A little bit of bend in the elbows. All we're going to do is go straight up to the sides and back down. If you can get higher than parallel to the floor, you're welcome to go higher. I just wouldn't go a bunch higher. Don't be trying to fling them up here. That's not necessarily bad for you, but if you've got shoulder problems, or even if you don't, you can cause some impingement in there. So I would really kind of stop at either parallel to the floor or just slightly above. Same exact rules apply for the front raise, which we'll do second. Again, slight bend in the elbows. We're going to come straight up. Hand position for either of those 2 exercises, I don't care. You can go palms facing each other. You can go palms facing the floor. You can even go palms straight up if you like. Lots of little musculature in our shoulders, and changing those hand positions does a great job of targeting all of those different muscle groups. So if you want to use a different position for each set, you're welcome to. I would encourage you to. I probably will. Shrugs, we're just going to hold the weight down at our sides and bring our shoulders up to our ears. And then finally, the overhead press, starting at our chest, we're going to go straight up. So, hopefully me giving you that little spiel gave yourself, and me, quite honestly, a chance to work out some of the burning sensation. So we'll start with the lateral raise. We've got these for 10. Keep a nice big chest. Keep it up. Don't let yourself get down here and do these. Get up here. That's 10. A little bit of a break. We're going to go into front raise. These are going to burn a little bit, especially after just doing those. Ten. All right, for our shrugs, we've got 15 of these. Go. sure you keep your head up, like I was not doing for those first few. 15. Lastly, we're going to overhead press. We've got these for 8. Start the weight at the shoulders. If you're not able to do that because of shoulder issues or whatever else, you can start a little bit higher and finish a little higher. But if given the choice between heavier weight and a bigger range of motion, please go to the bigger range of motion. 8. 8. Good. Remember, big chest throughout those as well. Go ahead and put your weights down. Shake it out for a second. Even though if you're not using a ton of weight, these can burn just because they're smaller muscle groups. The deltoids, which are primarily what we're focusing on here with these shoulder exercises, they're not very big, so it doesn't take as much weight to tire them out as, say, a pec, which is much larger. All right, we're going to go to our lateral raises again. I'm going to go palms facing forward this time for 10. Same rules apply though. Slight bend in the elbows. Keep that chest out. Don't swing the weights. Lift the weights. 10. Good. Quick little breather. And then we're going to go for 10. Front raise. Again, I'm going to go with this neutral grip, palms facing each other. 10. Woo! Back to back, they burn. All right, 15 shrugs. Here we go. If you want to change the hand position on shrugs, you're welcome to. You can go palms facing your body. With dumbbells, I tend to stick with this neutral grip, with palms facing each other. I'm 10. 15. Good. All right, here comes the rough one. Overhead press for 8. Go. Good. Shake them out. All right, last round for shoulders. We're going to go back to palms down. Lateral raise. Go. Nine, 10. Shake them out. We're going front raise. Go. Nine, 10. All right, we got shrugs. I'm going to go to the side for this one. 15. Go. Just so you can kind of see the height that I'm looking to get, which is really as high up as you can get. $15. And I'm going to go neutral grip for the final overhead press. Here we go. Good. I went to 10 instead of 8. I got 10 on the brain. All right, little breather. Grab something to drink if you need, otherwise lay back down. We're going to do our final ab exercise. We're going to do leg raises for 2 sets of 10. My hands are going to go underneath my backside. If you want to have yours at your sides or behind your head, you're welcome to. Putting them underneath my backside just kind of helps protect my back a little bit, so that's where I prefer to go. Legs are going to be straight. We're going to roll them straight up in the air using the muscles in our lower abs, and then we're going to lower them back down. Try not to let them touch the floor, but come really close. If you have to kind of take a break in between each rep and let them hit the floor, you're welcome to do that. So we got 10. Go. And we're really just going to a height that lets our hips come up off the floor. If these are too difficult and you want to just do reverse crunches, which is where our knees are bent, you're welcome to do those. Modify as needed. We're always looking for good, clean reps over difficulty of exercise. That is 10 for me. Once you get your 10, take a little breather. And then we're going to go for our second round of 10. Here we go. Ten. Good. All right, come on up. Our last round of exercises are going to be just our arms. If any of you watched the Friday stretch and recovery class with Buzz, you'll know that he's not going to be very happy he's missing out on a set of exercises just for arms. But alas, we will push forward in his honor. So we've got just a normal bicep curl. We've got a tricep kickback. We have got a slide curl, which may be a new one for you, but I'll show you how it's done. And we're going to do a tricep push-up. All of these for 10, we're going to go through all of them 3 times. So, starting with the bicep curl, you can start neutral grip or palms in front, but when you get to the top, we want to have palms facing ourselves. Okay, so it's just dependent on whether or not you want to do a little turn. So we've got 10 of them. Go! Don't let the arms straighten out completely at the bottom. We always want to maintain a slight bend in the elbows. That will help keep the biceps under constant tension, which is important. 10, good. For the tricep kickbacks, we're going to be in a similar starting position to where we were for the bent over row, except we're going to go ahead and start with our upper arm already up around our torso and elbows at 90-degree angles, and we're just going to straighten the elbows out. We're going to go for 10 here. Again, it's okay to look down at the floor. It's going to help keep your head in line with your spine. 10. Okay, for the slide curl, what we're going to do, palms are going to face out from the very beginning. Imagine that we're using a bar instead of dumbbells in this case, and what we would do is just slide that bar up our body and slide it back down. So essentially all you're doing is taking the dumbbells, keeping them as close to the front side of your body as you can all the way up. The elbows will drive backward, and then relax it back down, letting the elbows slide forward. For 10. Go! Little tougher than normal curls, just because you lose a lot of leverage with that elbow getting out away from you. Good. Also very good for your forearms. So for a tricep push-up, I'll be doing these from my knees. You're welcome to do them from your feet if you'd like, but we're going to do them for 10. You can also do them from a raised surface. So if you have a footstool, some stairs, a chair, wherever it is while you're watching this video, you can do them from your feet, but with your hands on that raised surface. That will make it a little bit easier, but modify as you need to. For a tricep push-up, all we're going to do is have our hands very close together. So similar to if you were playing paper football across from somebody and making some field goals. We'll have them about 2 thumbs distance apart. The elbows are going to stay really tucked in at our sides as we drop down, and then you're going to think about driving the elbows forward to pick your upper body up, okay? So we've got these for 10. Good. Bring it back up, and we've got bicep curls. 10 of them. Go. Good. Bend it over. We've got tricep kickbacks. 10 of them. All right, come straight up. We got slide curls. Here we go. And then back down. We're going to tricep push-up. Man, very similar to the shoulders. Yours are probably burning right now. 10 of them. All right, final round for our arms. Bicep curls for 10. Go. Similar to the shoulders, keep that chest up and out. It's easy to want to get down here. Doing that will just cut your range of motion short. All right, bend over, tricep extensions. Good. Whew. Shake them out for a second. All right, we're going to finish up biceps with a slide curl. Ready? Go. Good. And finally, we have our tricep push-ups. For 10. Go. Good. And you made it all the way through an upper body and core day. I am Brad. I really appreciate you sticking with me today. We hope to have Katie back here as soon as possible. If you don't tune into our boot camps on Wednesday at noon, please do so. I host those. I also make some occasional appearances on our Friday stretch and recovery videos with my good friend Buzz. If you had a long week, I really recommend those Friday stretch and recovery videos. They are fantastic. Filming those things it's the best part of my week. I feel so good when we get done. But anyway, that does it for today. Likes, comments, subscribes, all those things help us out a ton, and we really appreciate it. If you want to reach out to us personally with a question or anything like that, please feel free to do so at virtualwellness@trihealth.com. Otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.